So how was the second day of returning back to work?
I mean, it wasn't about second day of returning.
Not for us, for them. We have been working every day.
Yeah, exactly.
For the rest of the world, yesterday was day one of returning to work or beginning work for 2026. Let us know in the comment section. We're streaming live on YouTube via News Central TV. Thank you for joining us this morning. You're very welcome to Breakfast Central. My name is Olive Emodi.
And I'm Benga Borough. Welcome to the best breakfast show in the whole of West Africa. Yes.
Come on.
And I am Benga Borough. Sit back, relax, and enjoy what we've got in store for you.
I'm Joe Hansen, welcoming you to Tuesday's edition. It's day 2 for us, and like Olive did ask, it's day 2 for those who just resumed work. Hopefully they will get it right. I understand that the oblique could still be in the system. It takes a long time to detox before you let it go.
I think at the end of this week, almost every IJGB should have returned back to sender.
Yeah, some of them
what are the roads like?
What are the roads?
They're not as
roads
congested, actually. They're still free.
They're fair.
They're still relatively free. At least in Lagos.
Yeah.
Yeah, and congratulations to the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
That's like
did a very good one.
That's like
against the Mambas.
I think that's our first wake-up conversation.
Against the Mambas, yes.
Yeah.
Even after the huge monetary promise.
It's always good. You know, we've talked about this on Breakfast Show before. If you watch National Geographic, you would always notice that the eagles pick up the snakes for a meal. Yesterday, the pharaohs of Egypt played the squirrels of Benin, and they lost. Yes, they changed their name from squirrels to cheetahs, but it still didn't help them. They need a lion that can roar.
Of course, if we didn't start,
Mohamed did a great job as well.
Indomitable lions of Cameroon. You need elephants of Cote d'Ivoire. What do you mean by squirrels of Benin?
No, but we must really thank our guys. They showed up and they showed out. It was a good game.
But there was
Osimhen was trending again.
Yeah, there was I mean, that's very unprofessional. I know we all get heated and emotions.
Some people are like, well, Osimhen does this in all his games.
No. You don't disrespect your captain. His captain was trying to calm him down. You don't shout on your teammates, regardless of what happens. It's disrespectful. And then you don't request to be substituted.
It is not your call to make unless
you're throwing tantrums.
You are unwell.
So, no.
Well,
yeah. It's a problem, and that comes with leadership. It's hard, especially when you have the stars hovering over you and you're putting on a very big shoulder. It's hard for you to actually control what you do at that point in time. So maybe this is where the coach steps in. And that's why I like the likes of Westerhoff back then, if you were and asked you to follow up Nigerian football. Those who played under Westerhoff talk about Sunday Olise, Augustine Eguavoen.
He made leaders. Everybody was like a captain.
Everybody was like a captain. And if you listen to the likes of Austin Jeje Okocha, Fididi George, they will tell you that Westerhoff was not just a coach, he was a father figure to them.
Stephen Keshi.
And that's what matters, because what matters is you have a coach who doesn't only teach you, you're not under his tutelage in terms of football and tactics and how he tells you to play, but you're also being guided on how to live your life. I mean, there was an instance, one of the stories I heard, one of the players said, he had made money. And he had told Westerhoff, listen, he wants to splash the money on this.
I think it's Daniel Mokashi.
Yeah, you remember. And he told him, no, listen, come, sit down. And that's the kind of thing I think Osimhen needs at this point. We live in a world where everyone is frivolous, everyone is showing off. Social media wasn't there then, it's here now, so you need to put up a lot of show off. So maybe, I don't think Chile has that father figure in him. I don't even think
he's a young coach, but you should talk to him in order to keep the team spirit. Yeah. And even at the press conference yesterday, Osimhen still walked out when Lukman was speaking.
If I hear you correctly, I think what you're alluding to is you feel that his celebrity status
is getting to his
yeah. I mean, it gets to everybody, especially all footballers. Diego Maradona, the late Diego Maradona, at some point had that issue as well. You know, he was world #1 in quotes. If they were ranking you along Cassius Clay back then, Muhammad Ali, and then you had your ears pierced, the girls were coming around you and so on. It was
hard. Don't meet piercing, no.
No, now I'm just
these things get into your head. I get. So I mean, going forward, I think the coach would, I mean, they're boys and they're men. People step out on line sometimes. I just hope Osimhen is man enough to apologize to Lookman, because Lookman in the press conference, he doesn't have issues with him. He says a leader,
he's
a great player.
Level-headed player.
Yeah, very level-headed.
I don't know if we have tweets about the game.
Yeah.
from
It's part of our
yesterday.
wake-up conversation. I mean, we're celebrating the boys.
I mean,
and
since we
think
already
that's where we
started
should
talking
start
about
from.
it.
That's where we should start from. I
Yeah.
think it's good to open the show on a very bright note,
bright
because
note
we're the
with good
brightest
news.
breakfast show on television.
Right.
Congratulations to the Super Eagles of Nigeria. The Mozambique national team had thought that it was going to be a walk in the park. Apparently, they thought that when they come, I mean, that's the scene where Victor Osimhen had lost it. You know,
He said, "No, try him again."
you know, I really don't get it. I mean,
And if you
Osimhen
see the
shouts
build-up
at
before, I mean, it wasn't easy for him to make a pass to the left, and he was trying his best. He had earlier given you an assist. He scored 2 goals in that game, so two assists. So why are you behaving like this?
So,
I mean, we're leading. The team spirit is great. The team is playing well, and then you just start all those tantrums to your teammate. He's not your what's the word?
it's not your
subordinate.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't talk to people like
But
that.
look, man.
You should take a lesson from our
Breakfast
leader,
Central.
Johansson. You will never even know that he's our leader.
I beg.
You know, just like very meek. Meek
Like
me.
meek.
Only the meek shall inherit the earth.
But you know, Ademola Lookman was very gracious about it.
Let's segue away from...
I saw a clip just mentioned that he was very gracious about it, even when he was asked about it. I saw a video where he said, you know, it's just football. He's still my brother.
Yes.
And that's the spirit of sportsmanship
Very
that we
mature.
should embrace, where we realize it is just a game. Yes, emotions can get flared up, but we should never let it go beyond the pitch. Let's take a few tweets to celebrate our Super Eagles. Congratulations, Nigeria. Congratulations, Super Eagles. Qualification for the AFCON quarterfinals sealed again, and again. The Super Eagles of Nigeria have soared silently, silencing every doubter and showing exactly how it's done. The mission continues. Now it's time to lock in, focus, and conquer the next challenge, one match at a time. Onward, Eagles. Yes, that's the first tweet. Nigeria won, but instead of everyone celebrating, people are bothered about Osimhen shouting at Lookman. People always like to create something out of nothing. Osimhen scored 2 goals. You can't write him off just because he shouted.
Well,
we understand that.
You can't be disrespecting your teammates.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We also have to talk about the technicalities of the game, because on the day they play a great game and everything works out well, we give them all the hype. So they should take criticism as graciously as they take compliments. Drake United says, that goal was created by Iwobi. His passes are so good. Yes, I did see people saying we should give him
the powerhouse of this team.
Stellar performance yesterday.
What a performance. They should be at the World Cup.
Yes, let's cap substitutes DRC for Nigeria.
I don't think I come
They fielded 3 ineligible players.
They said it's dead on arrival. It's not going to happen.
Damn.
It's not going to happen.
And in 4 years' time, we'll be 4 years old.
But we must say this. The Super Eagles are putting up a fantastic display out there in Morocco. We do hope that they continue this way, because being in the quarterfinals simply means that the higher you climb, the stakes become higher.
And you'll be meeting quality teams.
Quality teams. I mean, did you see what Egypt did yesterday?
Yes. So we're likely going to play the winner between DRC and Algeria. Who do you guys want?
Well,
remember, we lost the World Cup playoff spot to DRC.
To DRC.
So it will be a good grudge and revenge match.
You see, the mindset Nigerians used to have that DRC, they are the minnows. They're only known for Makosa, whining waist, Zelayu. These guys,
they wind their ways to the World Cup.
They've done Makosa. Yeah. They've won the waist.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Even Sepp Blatter at some point back then was moved to join them. But then again, on a serious note, I think the team just needs to sit down and talk to themselves, whatever issues they had, fracas, whatever, sort it out. Use the same spirit in which you approach the Mozambique game. Use it against whether it's Algeria or DRC.
Yeah, we don't care. Bring them on.
Bring them on.
We're Super Eagles of Nigeria.
I'm almost 100% sure that they've squashed the issues and we are the ones just trashing it out on social media and on television.
Olive,
let's hope so.
So let me just add this before we move to our next story. The Super Eagles, all through time and generations, have always been known to have a leader. In short, at some point in the Super Eagles, many had said that the Super Eagles, if you're joining the national team, you have to be ready to join the cult. It was viewed as an occultic thing because why? There was always a captain that whenever he speaks, everybody will keep quiet. If you talk about Shego Degbami from his old times, he was a figure that whenever he talks, people would they'll keep quiet. So many other names. But if you bring it down to our time, not too long ago, you had some figures that whenever they are on the team, you would respect them. Anyway, people still refer to the Atlanta 96 team as one of the best teams regardless. But what made them good was that they had a leader or leaders on that team. Whether it was Bonfrey Joe or the guy they called Milo Norwich, our former coach. You remember that they had Milutinovic. Remember that they had a very strong team. But then again, we must say that the Super Eagles, congratulations.
They really made us proud.
Do not lose focus.
The reward for good work is more work.
It's more work, but they shouldn't lose focus.
Lukman, well, he's leader. He's created so many chances and scored so many goals in this competition. 3 goals, 3 assists.
He's a man to watch out for. And come to think of it, that the Premier League clubs were slacking on tapping on
He's
him.
a former African Footballer of the Year.
Yeah.
And this goal was superb by Akko.
A sweet one.
That goal, these are the kind of goals you score and you tell the keeper, triumph. You say triumph, you know,
and
so on.
Let's move away
Nwabali was on holiday yesterday.
Oh, Nwabali, did he play that game?
We didn't even.
No, I didn't see him.
We saw him.
It was a passenger.
I heard he was making phone calls to his family while the game was on.
Also because the Mozambicans, even though they promised them $9,000, imagine that motivation was not enough for them, the president.
Before we move to the next story on YouTube, Mokuye Chukwuemeka says, good morning, congratulations to Super Eagles. Osimhen needs to work on his character, a major issue for him. And we are playing the best football we have ever witnessed in a long time. All right, let's now move on from the sports itself to the politics or the sports of politics.
The sports of politics.
The sports of politics, because it would seem that here the captain, we're not quite sure who the captain is.
After a week, when speaking to the traditional ruler, he said, "Leave us to our own game."
Yeah, he said
that
politics is a game.
Yes.
Okay.
Play our game.
Well, it would seem that there is fire on the mountain, rather. APC National Secretary Ajibola Bashiru has hit back at the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, asking him to resign his ministerial position and, in his words, face his obsession with Rivers State politics. Bashiru's response came in a personally signed statement on Monday after Wike, during a thank you visit to Oyibo local government area of Rivers State, warned him to stay away from Rivers politics and accused him of eyeing the state's 600 billion naira allocation. Bashiru, who had earlier openly backed Governor Siminalayi Fubara in the ongoing feud with Wike, said he was neither intimidated nor interested in Rivers funds, insisting that his public record shows integrity. He further argued that Wike has no locus to interfere in APC matters because he is not a member of the ruling party, adding that as a national secretary, he has the authority to engage in party affairs nationwide, not only in Osun State. Bashiru also cautioned APC South Chairman Victor Giadom against using derogatory language toward any governor, stressing that party officials should not take sides in crisis. According to Bashiru, he has confronted military dictatorship in the past and cannot be bullied by anybody, no matter how highly placed. The latest exchange deepens the ongoing political tensions surrounding Rivers State. Now let's start to unpack the various layers of this conversation. First, there was the disrespect to Governor Siminalayi Fubara when he was being referred to as a certain governor, the so-called governor of Rivers State. We can see the APC National Secretary who stood up and who continues to stand up for Governor Siminalayi Fubara. Governor Sim Fubara joined the All Progressives Congress and, just like his predecessor, declared support for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Former Governor Nyesom Wike, the current minister of the FCT, however, does not seem to think that this is enough to score points, as he says that that's not a yardstick to guarantee his automatic return for a second tenure. In fact, he believes that the mistake they made the first time should not be repeated again this second time. And as you know, from the inferences, people would see that he's speaking invariably against Governor Sim Fubara from coming back for a second time. Let's take a look at this video and then we'll come back to share some more thoughts.
Let me warn those who come to River State because you have heard about 600 billion. You come here, you collect, and you open your mouth, you talk anyhow. I want to say it. You know, when you are doing something for the interest of everybody, some people will come out to make sure those things don't work. I say it here, Victor, I want to say it here. Take this message. Tell your National Secretary, leave River State alone. Leave River State alone. Go and ask those who have tried it before. Go and ask those who have tried it before. Kapinta, Birikila, Owa Pondole Dole, Kamanga, Wokandole, Owa Pondole Dole, Kapinta, Birikila, Owa Pondole Dole, Kamanga, Wokandole, Owa Pondole Dole, Kapinta, Birikila, Owa Pondole Dole, Kamanga, Wokandole, Owa Pondole Dole. Don't take our support from Mr. President for granted. You have to be careful the statement you make. You have to be careful. Today, you are enjoying in Osun. You don't know those who did the work. You're opening your mouth to talk about River State. Anything you see, take it. Anything you see, what? Take it.
Agreement is agreement, yo. Agreement is agreement, yo. Without reaching for settlement, you can't tell me nonsense. Agreement is agreement.
Of Governor Fubara to the APC, the South-South geopolitical zone made a first. That is the first zone that has all APC governors in the zone. So I congratulate our governor. I congratulate our party because when the governor is doing well, it's symbol that our party is doing well. But the only way you can compensate the governor, compensate our party, people of River State, is to continue to vote for our party, the APC, in all elections. APC. Very massive in Uganda.
Well, that cannot be made up. It is the Nollywood script. Politics has now become a Nollywood script, and it's become more entertainment. And it just feels like there are different kinds of worms that are starting to get open.
But it does have serious implications for people's lives. And I can see the entertainment value and the comedic things, but I mean, governance is about people's lives. And to see it on this stage, it's
really
almost
sad.
like theater, makes it really, really sad. And I must commend the APC National Secretary for that statement that he put out. Because yesterday we also spoke about it with our guest, that the FCT Minister might be distracted, and in 3, 2, 1, just watch him call another media chat to address him today, because we've seen that pattern. Anytime there's a criticism against the FCT minister, he calls for a media conference, and he hit the nail on the head. Please, let's be respectful. Let's mind our language. And if you are so vested in River State politics, why don't you resign your appointment as FCT minister and then head to River State and face politics squarely? The Constitution cannot allow you to do a third term. You've done your term, 2 terms as governors. If your predecessor was breathing down your neck like this, would you have succeeded as governor? Why is it such an obsession So I agree with the National Secretary, APC National Secretary statement. And his job is suffering in Abuja. People are complaining about litter and garbage and the lack of street lights. So it's not about building bridges in satellite towns and roads. There's more to governance than that.
Well, there's a lot to unpack in this story. First off, let's start off by saying the number one beneficiary of this fracas, or you rather call it crisis, political crisis in Rivers State, is the number one citizen, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
It's a beautiful bride. People are fighting to support him.
Because the state governor has moved to his party and has guaranteed him votes. The FCT minister, who is in the opposition party, has also guaranteed the president that he would get his vote. So the president is sitting pretty. He's fine. He's good. However, on the other hand, the FCT minister said if he allows the governor to win the second term, he will be politically incapacitated. Well, it's starting to look that way, that he's politically becoming incapacitated, whether you like it or not. And the reason is very clear. The national secretary is telling you nothing but the truth. You cannot, in the same breath of saying that you want to support Mr. President, in other words, you are supporting the APC, still use that same energy to destabilize the APC from at home. And one thing people need to understand is when it comes to state politics, it's quite different from national politics, whether you like it or not. And then you have a governor in the state whom was, as it were, arm twisted for 6 months. And now it's like he's suddenly gotten his freedom and he wants to fly. And he's ready to fly. I also thought that INEC said there's a timetable for campaigns. Why is the FCT minister breaking the law and going on campaigns in different communities?
He calls it a thank you tour.
So
but what happens there? Exactly, it's just
it's a
semantics.
It's a guise, yes.
Yeah.
I think by now INEC should release a statement to make it clear that, listen, this is not time to heat up the polity. This is not time to engage in political campaigns because people need to focus on governance.
But the framers of our constitution made a mistake by there's no punitive measures for flouting the electoral rules on
we can say so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, what may I see here? We are witnessing a gladiator, or gladiator is a spectacle where you have an Alfonso Proximo taking on what's his name again? Maximus Derelius. This is what we're going to see now. So it's a gladiator. We're seeing them go hand in hand. It's about who plays the cards well.
At the end of the day, what is the position of the people, and where do the people? That's what I want.
I think the Reverse people are enjoying.
Where the people?
I think they're enjoying.
No, they're not enjoying. I don't think they are enjoying.
I think they are.
I mean, we can laugh about it on social media. We can laugh when Governor Wike's band and Governor Sim's band have turned politics into entertainment. But the truth is, it's not in any way, shape, or form funny. It's embarrassing what we've turned politics and leadership into, and governors. Governor Nyesom Wike needs to decide whether he's a member of the People's Democratic Party or he's a member of the APC. You can't be fighting in the PDP and fighting in the APC at the same time. You need to choose and face one place. Besides, he has a portfolio. He's the minister of the FCT. The FCT has a lot of work to be done. You can't be manning your own home and manning another person's home. It really, really reeks of having too much time on one's hands and not knowing what to do with it.
Absolutely. Very well said.
As we speak, Olive, well said. There are 3 ministers now, Nigerians should take note, that are highly and heavily distracted from doing their jobs
by their gubernatorial
as
ambitions.
Ministers. Number 1, the recent one we just heard, the Minister of Health, Pate, we hear he's planning to run for Bauchi governorship. Well,
the Minister
he hasn't come out to say so. We have the Minister of Power,
who we hear is running,
whom we're also going to discuss today, because some monies have been missing in his ministry. EFCC, I hope they are listening and they are watching. And then you now have the FCT minister who should be focusing on what he's doing, but he's thinking of how to install someone in a state.
I want to take some comments from YouTube, then we'll go on X to get what Nigerians are saying. Mokuye Chukwemeka says, let him go contest as governor again. Wike is just a loud, uncouth person. Well, it's what many Nigerians like is trying to stay relevant. Lanre Oloyede says, Nigerian politics irritates me to my bone marrow. No right-thinking person will tolerate what Wike is doing in Nigeria's politics today. Nothing interests me in this country. I'm so sorry, Lanre. And Mokunye goes on to say, what Wike wants to be the Tinubu of River State. The people are divided. Many of them are political jobbers who wait for peanuts from Wike to survive. Let's now head to X and see what Nigerians are saying. Remember, you can keep your comments coming on YouTube. We're streaming live at News Central Live on YouTube. Keep your comments coming. Adekunle Oderinde says, when he was destabilizing PDP, Mr. President said it gives him joy to see opposition in disarray. And APC were enjoying the show of shame until he brought the disarray to APC. Now they can't swallow their own bitter pill.
The chicken has come home to roost.
Karma really worked fast. Tell Mr. President to sack Wike if he does not resign and you don't like the double man marking he's doing in River State. Chebi's employer is there watching him fight everyone, especially his party. Does it mean he has the support of Mr. President? If yes, then APC secretary should better go and find another fight. If not, he will lose this fight. Adekunle says.
This double man marking is Sergio Ramos.
Yes, Sergio Ramos is a defender. I think he's playing a box-to-box midfielder right now. So he's trying to. He's a Declan Rice. He's trying to go forward, come back. Where do you go to?
Yeneba. Wike treading on a landmine. Those core APC guys will just smoke him. He's beginning to touch Tinubu's structure. That's very rich from someone who doesn't like his structure being tampered with. The praise singers and spectators are part of this issue, 200%. Your oppressors are gloating and you are praise singing. We aren't ready yet. That speaks to the weaponization of poverty. People are poor and will sell their integrity to do whatever to make money.
The band needs to make some money. Exactly.
Remember, pride is before you fall. I also think if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu didn't have a plan for him before, then he definitely has one now. I don't know, but I feel this guy's political collapse will be spectacular. That's what Superguna says. Wike is picking an easier opponent. He should have picked on Hope Uzodinma, who is orchestrating his downfall. That's not to say Bashiru won't deal with him vehemently. Whom the gods want to punish, they first run. Anyway.
And back to the issue of the band.
Okay, we have one more.
Yeah.
I'd expected this marriage of convenience between Nyesom Wike and the APC to last a little longer. It's too early for the unwholesome union to be dissolved. Both the APC National Secretary, Senator Ajibola Bashiru, and the FCT Minister should calm down for now. Interesting.
Okay. Well, back to the issue of bands. I mean, they're doing an honest job and they're gainfully employed, so I don't have any issues with it. If politicians want to use their services for entertainment value, they can. It's better than bandits, isn't it?
Wow, I see what you did there. So the band is better than bandits. That's better for us to have bandits.
Well,